Next we will see a very important feature of co- unpivot columns. Okay, unpivoting is a useful feature of Power BI. Okay, you can use this feature with data from any data source, but you would most often use it when importing data from Excel. Though the data, though the data might initially make sense, it would be difficult to create a total. Okay, in this scenario, okay, here we have sales figure based on various years: 1994, 95, 96, 97, 1998 in various columns. All right, okay, and we have the unit sales and we have the total revenue. Okay, here uh, though the data might initially make sense to you, okay, but it would be difficult to create a total based on all sales combining with as a total sales for overall sales from 1994 to 1998. So your goal would then be to use this data in Power BI uh, with three main columns, where it would be three columns: year, description, and sales amount. All right. So when you import the data into Power Query, it looks like this. Okay. So highlight how to transform this unpowered this data. I select this rows. We Unpowered is like we want to uh, transform this data of columns into rows, where we want the year wise column, okay, and the sales amount column. All right, based on each description. So we want to transform this columns into rows. So select those uh, year columns and right click, and you can use unpivot columns. Okay, so here you get to see the three columns. Okay, the description and year wise and the total. Now you'll have to just rename this column as year, where we have uh, the year column, and here we have the value. You got to rename this to as sales amount. Okay, so it would be easier for us to uh, calculate the unit sales based on year, and it will be easier for us to calculate total revenue based on year in this scenario. So it will be very simple for to use the sum calculation based on this these parameters year wise, okay, and total revenue year wise. So this is where unpivoting streamlines the process of creating DAX measure, that is the calculation what we are talking about. It streamlines the process of creating the DAX measures on the data. Okay, by completing this process, you have now created a simpler way of slicing the data with year year wise sales amount based on unit sales and based on total revenue. Okay, you can close and apply the transformation step for unpivot uh, feature of Power Query Editor. Okay.